Do you know how important it is to connect with our inner child? As adults, our inner child may sometimes cause us to act out in ways that maybe seem off until we actually heal our inner child wounding, right? So, getting to know the inner child aspects of yourself is one of the best ways that you can make leaps and bounds on your path of personal growth or spiritual development, right? So, connecting with your inner child can bring about healing as it allows you to address like past traumas, unmet needs, and helps you to foster a sense of self acceptance and joy. So, if you're looking for how to connect to your inner child, you're in the right place. Of course, I'm going to mention self care, meditation, and yoga, but everybody mentions these things. So, let's look at some different activities today. Okay. So, number one, I want to talk about pulling out the music that you liked as a kid, right? Learning to connect to your inner child is easy. And one of the best ways to do this is to bring on the nostalgia. Pick up the music from your childhood, turn it on, and start dancing and singing just like you did when you were little, right? So if you're like my age or around there, you would be pulling out stuff like Backstreet Boys, Aqua, TLC, Britney Spears, Spice Girls, and you would pull out tapes or CDs, right? And the reason I say that is because the tapes and the CDs, like if you still have them, your inner child is going to love using the old technology, right? Pro tip, if you have your old CDs and they're still intact, chances are they're going to skip in something else, right? In like a CD player. So put them in a desktop if you have one, and they may play properly. Okay? And it's, of course, it's cool that our little tracking device phone things have press up at the button music, right? Especially, But remember when we had to buy physical music and play them on stereos, with like good bass and stuff instead of Bluetooth. That something about using the old technology helps me connect to my inner child better than just like hearing it on my phone. So anyway, I connect to my inner child super often like this, and I encourage you to do so as well. Okay, number two, we want to pull out the old video games, right? So this is a shout out to all the Nintendo nerds. If you still have the big old clunky Game Boy or the old Nintendos, you can play them on the actual old consoles, and there's just something about it, right? But if you have them put away, like I have some of mine because, they're valuable at this point, you can totally play all these games on the Nintendo Switch if you have one with an online account, okay? But even if you like play new games, it's still going to let your inner child out to have some fun. But the best fun, I think, comes from the exact old games. So for me, I'm like a big Zelda nerd, right? So I go back and I play like Zelda Ocarina of Time or something like Banjo-Kazooie that came out on the N64. And like I said, you can play it on the Switch too. And if you have kids, they can watch you and help and play with you, and you can feel like it's perfectly cool to spend like 3 or 4 hours playing video games because you're spending time with your kids. Everybody's having a good time, and your inner child is going to love it. Number three, you want to laugh, right? Laughter is the best medicine. Remember how easy it was to laugh when you were a kid? And when you did, like your stomach would get hurt, or your side would hurt, or your face would hurt. My son laughed for like 20 minutes straight the other night. And he was literally gagging. He was laughing so hard. That's the kind of laugh you need. You need one of those, right? So find something funny to watch and just crack up. Laughing's a great way to connect to your inner child because kids love to laugh. And it just feels so good. Number four, play in the snow. If you want to connect to your inner child, a great way to do that is to explore the elements, right? So go outside and play in the snow. If you live near the mountains, you can go to a place where you can like ski or snowboard or snow tube. Or if you don't and it's like a warmer place, get out and play in the rain. Jump around in muddy puddles, Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Okay, and then number five, you want to paint or maybe do your favorite type of artwork. Think back when you were little, what was your favorite type of artwork to do, right? I really enjoyed finger painting. So that's what I do. I get out and finger paint as an adult. It's a great way to connect to your inner child by using creative expression. And it's the same way that you did when you were small. Plus, it's a good way to express emotions. So maybe if you feel sad inside, let your inner child out to paint for a while and see how much better you feel afterwards. And Lastly, number 6, I want to bring out, get your old toys out, right? I'm sure when you were little, you had to have like a favorite toy or an item even that reminds you of your childhood, right? Even if you don't have the actual physical toys right now, you can always find replacements on eBay, right? Of course, the older you are, the more expensive those are, because people know how important it is to reconnect to their childhood, right? To the things that we had as kids. Connecting to your inner child by getting out some old toys or objects, maybe musical instruments or something that you played when you were little. Find your little recorder thing, that everybody had, and just connect to it. And that'll help your inner child have a good time. See, sometimes connecting to your inner child is super easy, and other times it may not be so easy. But if you're struggling to work with your inner child on your personal development journey, maybe you need some extra guidance. So I advise you, if you want, to join our 5-day Vibe Shift Challenge, and you can get started on your healing journey today for free.